Yes, it is, and we are back yet again. The season of college football is underway. We have our first scores in the book, and golly, we are excited to be back yet again. Episode 3, week 2 of college football.
Week 2.
Ooh,
confetti.
there we go. I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Goodness. I doubt mine's gonna do that, but hey, just kidding. I'm just here throwing up the deuces, baby. We're ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. And we have one heck of a special guest picker here. You can already see him, but he is the man born and raised from Nebraska, moved to Rochester, great friend of mine, works from Mayo to bartender to strength coach, and now a prized asset. Teacher. Year, Brandon Shundoff, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Oh, I know we talked about it last year, and we're like, oh, that'd be sweet to have you on. And of course, when Dean said, all right, I need you to find a picker, I knew the first person to come to.
Yes. Love it.
Yes. Welcome. It's good to have you here. And we're going to make some good picks. But before we get into the episode, I'm getting better as the season goes on. Dad, let's get that intro rolling.
Oh, let's get that rolling. Here we go. Oh, that was
Jeez! Oh my God! Oh, Brandon, don't choke on your beer.
I'll try not to.
That was quite the intro.
Yes, it was.
Oh my gosh, it's jaw dropping. I see it every week, and I cannot get enough of it.
That's incredible.
Brandon, before we start, you are obviously a experienced good picker, otherwise you wouldn't be here. What is it that makes you such a great picker?
So I've been giving this some good thought, and what I've settled on is my legs are bigger than Josh's. And that's it. That's all I need to say.
Yeah, I'll validate. Yeah, he's got some trunks underneath there, and if we're going on leg size here, Brandon's gonna go undefeated.
15-0 this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe that's I needed to get bigger legs because last week I didn't do great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
I saw the spreadsheet. I saw that small number.
Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at what we got from last week.
Yeah, small legs, small numbers. Is that coincidence? I think not.
And Josh and Brandon, we didn't mention, after you're done, we go back and you have one confidence pick that is worth 2 points. And that has the asterisk, and you can quickly notice that Ethan and Owen nailed their confidence point.
And, yeah, I would say both of them got it.
A confidence pick, and Josh and I didn't.
I just didn't think there was a chance Iowa was going to actually cover.
And let's talk about that. Iowa was up 6-0 at half. I thought it was safe. And then they dropped 24 in the second half.
Yeah.
Or no, 34.
Unlike them. I don't think they've scored 34 in most of their games last year, let alone a half. So, yeah, not my greatest picks. Props to Ethan and Owen throwing up a 9 spot, shooting 50%. Can't complain. So, Brandon, that's where we're at right now. Is as the year goes on, we tally right here, and our guests are usually pretty darn good. And Ethan and Owen got you off to a strong start, hit 9 of 18 picks. So, I mean, they're 10th graders, obviously.
Okay.
veterans.
I teach 10th graders, so hopefully we'll get at least one more than that guy.
And
Yeah.
and Brandon, there has been one undefeated in 4 seasons. We're on season 5. One person has done the undefeated feat, and that's my wife. And
Wow.
Came in hot every pick.
Well, I didn't need to know the bar was that high. Okay.
Oh, if you're thinking like you'll be the first undefeated, it would be
well,
it would be a second.
If you see a tear run down my face, it's because that's what I thought.
And it's pretty tough. Just know if it is a low number that you get correct, we will roast you on the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I would fully deserve
it. So that being said, how we go, you being the guest picker, I'll give you the game. I'll give you the spread. Just confirm you understand the spread. Like obviously,
yep.
If they win, we're betting on not just the winner, but will they cover? And if you don't think they're going to cover the spread, you're choosing the other.
And we haven't figured out how they get a half a point yet. But I'm sure the NCAA will find a creative way to build in a half a point.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm guessing the spread.
Yes, not just the outright winner, just the spread. So I was gonna say I can lead by example here. So we got our week 2 matchup, first game on the list. We have Western Illinois traveling to Indiana. Indiana is favored by 48.5 points. Now, Brandon, this is the only free one I'm going to give you because I'm up in my correct picks this week. But there is no way Indiana is going to cover a huge spread yet again because they did it last week, which is impressive. But Indiana is obviously going to win, but I'm choosing Western Illinois to prevent that
cover.
40.5. Yeah, they're going to prevent the cover. So my choice is Western Illinois.
And Brandon, before you go yours here, I'm kind of a stat geek, and I was looking at, because I have an algorithm I build, but it doesn't really have any teeth until there's games, so I don't use it until week 4. First time ever, I look at the strength of schedule, and there's 134 in the FBS. Guess who's got the 134th ranked strength of schedule? Indiana.
Really?
They ain't playing nobody.
That's insane. But that's incredible too, considering they're still in the Big Ten though. So they have to have at least, I don't know how many games. What is it? 9 games?
Yep.
In the Big Ten play. And the Big Ten's got a lot of powerhouses. And they just must not play any of them. They don't play Ohio State. They don't play. Week. Yeah.
So there you go. Now it's your turn.
Well, now that I know that we're picking against the spread, and the spread is 48.5, I'm going to pick Western Illinois to cover.
Yeah. Darn right.
On my little sheet, I have Indiana over Western Illinois, obviously.
Well, they will win. That's not a question.
But when I was making this list, I was just going off of outright winner. So now I'm going to have to write down the spread and rethink my...
Oh, no, yeah. I was going to say we can make it much more difficult than that.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes your wife's undefeated week even more impressive.
Right. Yes. Could you imagine if she made like a 10-leg parlay on spreads?
Yeah.
She'd be.
And going back, that was season 2, and we literally were chirping to each other in messages like, seriously, is Darla gonna pull the sweep? And oh yeah, she did.
Sure enough.
Unreal.
Okay, I'm not going to veer far from this. In the last game, Indiana's running game did well. They had 234 yards running, which running doesn't score quickly, and they need to score quickly, and they're not. I barely think they're going to be able to score 50, much less hold their opponents. So I'm going to be with you two on Western Illinois. So no one's gaining anything on this one. And then, Josh, we moved to the Brain Bowl.
I was gonna say, here's the brain powerhouse game matchup here. We have Duke traveling to Chicago, playing Northwestern. Northwestern is favored by 2.5 points. So this one, Brandon, you're pretty much downright picking a winner.
Yeah. For this one, and I'm going to stick with my list, even though I was just picking winner. I'm going to stick with Duke.
Okay. Going with
Why?
Duke, going with Devils on
That's
that
going off. So what I have in front of me is they put up 291 passing yards last week against Elon. Is that what that is? Is that who they played?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a southern team, small
Yeah.
D1.
And Northwestern against Miami of Ohio didn't do much offensively.
No, they didn't.
178 passing yards, 150 rushing yards. So I'm gonna go with Duke.
All right. You know, I don't know if it was just something magical last week, but I'm gonna keep riding Big Ten winning because we're 17 for 18 on that one. We'll go with Wildcats for sure. Northwestern winning and covering at home, keeping that Big Ten win streak alive.
Well, Brandon, it looks like we're going to each gain one on Josh here.
There we go.
Just looking at last week, Northwestern gave up 328 yards against the ever feared MAC Conference Miami of Ohio.
I don't know what you don't need to be knocking them down like that. You're going to be eating your words.
My guess is that Duke and I've actually mingled with Duke players. We went last year down to see the Gophers at Northwestern, and we stayed at the Hilton that was in Durham, and we're going down there, and there's Duke players everywhere. So I started talking to them, and they said even at home games, the players are put up at the Hilton so their families can come and stay, and they can so then they're not breaking curfew and they're hanging out with their family. And I thought, how cool. So because of that, I'm going with Duke also.
All right. Big Ten hater. That's fine. Let it be. Oh boy. And the one Big Ten team that lost it for the perfect Big Ten start, we got Minnesota playing yet again. It's another home game. We got Rhode Island, the fearful fighting briefcases of Rhode Island coming to Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 27 points. Brandon, lay it on us.
Favored by 27.
Mm-hmm. And they put up what 16 against UNC, a decent UNC team.
17, yeah, 1917. Man, this spread thing is throwing me for a loop. Because obviously I had Minnesota. It's making me rethink everything. I had Minnesota. Rhode Island won and put up a bunch of passing yards, but they played Holy Cross, which I don't even know where they are.
No idea.
So I think I'm going to stick with Minnesota covering the spread here.
Yeah, there you go. I think, Minnesota's working out some kinks. Obviously, new quarterback, a couple of new players stepping in there. The weather was crappy. It was delayed. There's a lot of things that didn't go smoothly for the Gophers last week. Besides Dad being there and cheering them on, that is, death, taxes, and Dean at a home Gophers game. So we know that's consistent. So
which, by the way, we're going to be together next week.
Next weekend, we'll be cheering on the Gophers facing Nevada. We're going to be cheering it on to a 2-1 victory because Gophers are going to win this one hands down. I'm sticking with the Gophers, sticking with my heart to put up a big game, like a 35-7 or like a 38-7 win.
So, Brandon, I know you're from Nebraska, but
yep,
this is how we grasp on things in Minnesota. I was at the game. The Gophers defense I am so proud of them. And Hamilton is a beast running back for North Carolina, and they held North Carolina to 244 yards total offense.
Yeah.
Um, Here's where the difference in the game. Brosmer, he's going to be all right at quarterback. He didn't kick in until the second half. Um, we have the Big Ten kicker of the year who missed two, and all he's got to do is make one.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference there were 6 Gopher penalties. 4 of them were on third down where they had stopped North Carolina
Oh my God.
and automatic first down. So they did everything but win the game. They will win. They will cover.
Yeah. There you go. Absolutely. And I was gonna say daytime game. I just looked at the weather. The weather's gonna be out of the question. I think this is gonna be a big game and a good game for Minnesota. But I was gonna say I'm not sure if this is college game day worthy, but it might be. We have a great top 10 matchup here. Number 4 Texas traveling to Ann Arbor, playing number 9 defending national champions Michigan. And UT is favored by 7.5 against Michigan.
And game day is there in
Yeah,
Ann
I was gonna say, that makes. I look at that. I'm like, that's a great game, great atmosphere. Ann Arbor, no reason not to be. All right, Brandon, what's your? You're always starting us off.
I'm always picking. Okay.
We gotta let the prettiest people go first. All right, and we know the competition here with. I don't know what YouTube is seeing, but I'm pointing to my dad right now. Kind of, yeah. That one. This guy's.
That's incredible.
Ooh.
Being from Nebraska, my proclivity is to go horns down.
What?
I know.
Whoa. What word did you use?
Proclivity?
Proclivity. I know we have never heard that on the podcast. I've heard it in school, but not on the podcast.
Proclivity.
Josh, write that down. Put that in your back pocket. The quarterback for Texas is incredible. 361 yards last week. They played Colorado State, so I don't know how much that says. But if he has a performance like that again, I don't think Michigan can cover that 7.5. I'm going to take Texas.
I was gonna say, are they starting that Manning kid, Texas?
No, it's Ewers.
Viewers.
Yeah, he's still got another, yeah. But then he's got number 2. Oh man, because this is tough. Because the Big House is tough to play, but that Texas ex Big 12 now SEC team, right? See, I'm learning. We know they're just going to try and run up some points, and Alabama tried to do the same thing. Granted, that was against the national champion team, but Michigan's not going to go down easy. They're going to embrace this. They're going to make it as difficult as possible. Gosh, this is just tough.
The spread makes it very difficult.
Right, exactly. Because I do think Texas is probably going to win this one, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think Michigan's going to slow down the game a little bit. So I'm going to go Michigan on this one. I think Michigan is going to prevent the spread. I think Texas will win. But yeah, they're gonna have to fight and earn that win for sure.
This is boy, Ann Arbor's got to rock the house for the Wolverines on this because Fresno outproduced Michigan last week, and Texas is better than Fresno.
Right, very much.
But they've got the national championship swagger. So I'm with you, Josh. I think Michigan's defense is going to crank it up. I think UT will win, but they will not cover. I think it'll be a field goal. They'll win by 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's just one of those. I know Michigan's still a good team. They lost a lot of good players, but I don't quite know if they're number 9. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Michigan does their part, and we'll see what happens. But we're moving on to Bowling Green is traveling to Penn State, number 8 in the nation. Penn State is favored by 35.5 points at home against Bowling Green.
I don't think I can shy away from that Penn State win. 35.5 is a lot. You know, a lot of things can go wrong and you win, 28-0.
Right.
Bowling Green covers, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say
the big spreads are almost harder.
The big spreads are harder because it's like we know an obvious winner, but it's like, okay, how well are they gonna play through the whole game? That's the difficult part that I have.
Yeah. Or if it's if they pull their starters, right? They're up 28-0, 31-0.
In the late
in the fourth quarter, late third, early fourth. You pull your starters and then you don't put another point on the board. But I'm going to still stick with Penn State with that one, covering 35.5.
Yeah, I didn't put up good numbers, and I went with a lot of high spreads to cover. Some did, some didn't, but something to me is just telling me that I'm gonna kind of shy away from the high spreads this week. So obviously Penn State will win, but Bowling Green, they're gonna come in there like they got nothing to lose. They know they're probably not favored at all, and they're just gonna go out there and ball out and do the best that they can. Throw a couple of punches, some will land, but I think they're gonna prevent that spread. So I'm gonna go Bowling Green on this one.
Penn State is I think they're trying to draw some attention to themselves because they've been in the shadows of Ohio State and Michigan, obviously. They have a good team. Aller had 3 touchdown passes last week, and Wallace is a beast of a running back. They can score quickly. I think Penn State will win. Every chance Penn State gets, they're going to try to run the score up this year to get notability again. PSU to win and cover.
You're going to pull that Ohio State we're here to have something to prove. Let it rip. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Here we go. Akron traveling to the East Coast against Rutgers. And Rutgers are favored 22.5 points. Man, Rutgers had a big spread last week too. I gave him some credit, but all right, we'll let Brandon. I'm gonna start rambling then soon.
Oh, I love it when you ramble though.
Yeah, it mostly makes a fool of me. But the good news is I'll just laugh at myself and just keep talking through it. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna go with Rutgers on this one to cover. I don't really know much about either of those football teams other than Rutgers is in the Big Ten, and they're in Jersey, which is kind of gross. But
can you imagine going to college and go visit them in New Jersey and be like, "What is this?"
Akron's one of those teams the big schools pay a lot of money to beat up on week 1 and week 2. They played Ohio State last week.
Right.
I don't think Rutgers probably had to funnel too much money their way, but I'm gonna take Rutgers covering that 22.5 point spread.
See, poor Akron's got a tough schedule so far.
Yeah, where are they on that algorithmic list of yours with the strength of schedule?
Yeah, strength of schedule. They're on the opposite end right now.
Yeah, they're down a bit.
So OSU couldn't put 48 on them last week, and now we're asking Rutgers to put 22.5 points on them. I was gonna say that coach in Akron. If I was that coach, I'm like, guys, we have a chance of winning this. Obviously, we played Ohio State and we had 0% chance. We just got to play good and go from there. They kind of bit me last time. I wanted them to win big against Howard, and they couldn't do that. Obviously, 22 is less than 48 of their spread last week. But again, I'm going against that a little bit bigger of a spread. So we're gonna go Akron on this one. Akron's gonna have a little better attitude coming into this game, going all right, we can we can make some waves here against this Jersey team.
Oh, it scares me to agree with you, Josh, because
it's terrifying when I start talking and you go, yeah, you know what? That kind of makes some sense. I don't want it.
Here you will be with me on this because their quarterback, Ethan Kalimanis, was the quarterback that could not hit the open receivers in Minnesota last year. The only reason they won the way they did, yes, he threw 3 touchdown passes. He threw up a balmy 147 yards passing. But he had 43 yards rushing when he was scrambling because he didn't see the open receiver.
Yeah. He's not a great quarterback. I'm glad Minnesota got rid of him, to be honest.
He, according to PJ, he threw every pass right Monday through Friday, not on Saturday. I'm going Akron, Rutgers to win, but not to cover.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I was gonna say, see, Brady, the thing is, like, if I pick you a couple weeks and you don't get me some points, you're dead to me. And Rutgers, they're on their way being. I'm pretty sick of them, and I might choose against every week.
Now I don't have the box score up, but I just have the game stats. And Rutgers had 329 rushing yards last week.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of that was just like blown plays where they ran 90 yards on one play for one score or what. Yeah. But
you rush for 300 yards.
You rush for 300 yards, you probably are covering a 22.5 point spread. That's my opinion. But if they can do that again,
yeah.
This had to happen, though. You guys had to agree against me.
Well, and
for me to go undefeated, though. So
and Ethan can miss the open receiver, but yes, the rushing is pretty dominant. I just can't.
Can't do it.
But this next game is always good. Always good. It is for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, the heart of Iowa. We have Iowa State against Iowa playing in Kinnick. That is at Iowa. Iowa itself with a 3.5 point spread. And this, I'm like, you can throw any ranking with this big rivalry game. I love it that it's so early in the season every single year. But it's for the
Cy-Hawk. This early?
It's always
in the year.
It's always week 2.
Okay.
Dude, that's just the crazy part about it. It's like one of the greatest rivalries in college football, and it's played right off the bat, get people fired up. Kind of similar to that Texas-Oklahoma Red River rivalry is always pretty darn early in the season, gets you fired up. But Iowa, are they going to cover that 3.5 point spread? It's at home.
I think they are. I don't ever like choosing Iowa to do anything other than lose.
Valid point.
But I think they're going to cover that 3.5 point spread. I think Iowa State will play them close, but I can see it being like a 28-21, 28-24.
Yeah. There you go.
So you have Iowa winning and covering.
Winning and covering, yes.
Yeah. See, I just if it was played at Iowa State, I was like, all right, maybe the hometown could rally around them, but I do love. I was gonna say one good thing I always say about Iowa is I was like, I love the Children's Hospital high enough that they're always looking over. That's cool. Always like one of the coolest things in college football. But that being said, it's a huge rivalry game. It's early in the season. Iowa proved to me. I bet against them, and I said confidently they will not put up a 23 point spread, and they did. They made me eat my words. I'm a fast learner. I'll make mistakes, but I will learn from them. I'm going with you, Brandon. I will also go Iowa to win and cover and bring the Cy-Hawk Trophy home.
In Iowa games, and I heard this on game day, so I'm stealing it. Plus or minus 13 in Vegas.
Oh,
what does 13 stand for in Iowa games?
What does it stand for in Iowa games? Plus or minus 13? I don't know, the money line, like scoring 13 points.
The number of punts in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Alex and I would always talk. Iowa had these shirts. God, I can't remember them last year. They're like Iowa punting team or something like that. It was absolutely ridiculous T-shirt that just said plain. It was just yellow with black writing. It just said like Iowa punter or like Iowa punting team, and I was like, God, that is so fucking good because their offense is horrible and they punt the ball all the time. That was last year's story.
Yeah, that was last year. They had 13 punts last week also.
So the Vegas has got it right.
McNamara, the transfer quarterback from Michigan, troubles me because Iowa has always had that stocky quarterback in the back. McNamara is a good quarterback. But Josh, who hates Iowa?
We hate Iowa. Damn
So
right.
I'm going ISU. Iowa may win, but they will not cover. I'm going the Clones.
I had to Google search it, and the shirts I came that I found were I cheer for the punter, and then just punts, just black punts. I'm like, and then the lady shirt says "Live, Laugh, Punt." So I mean, I absolutely live for those stupid shirts, and I'm like, I think Alex and I almost bought one last year.
Yes, I remember you guys talking about it.
Oh, we missed an opportunity. All right, going with the Cyclones. All righty. We got Eastern Michigan from Ypsilanti. Those losers didn't want me to work for them as a graduate assistant athletic trainer, so they can suck.
I know who you're picking.
Yeah, I know I'm picking against Washington. Washington favored 24.5 points.
Josh, just recall Washington won last week, and who did they play against?
Oh God, hold on. Let me just look at it real quick. Oh yeah, they played against WEBER State. It's not pronounced Weber, by the way. It is, believe it or not, pronounced Weber.
Weber State.
Yeah, stupid college that is. So,
well, you got it on record. I said a different team played Elon, or is it ELON? I didn't click on it, so it didn't bring up their full name. So I'm sure someone's gonna fact check me on that.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. I was gonna say,
don't worry. We get corrected in the comments.
I was gonna say, I got enough stupid for all of us, and I just keep the more beers I have, it just keeps spouting and flowing. It's great.
That's amazing.
So who's winning? We
Washington,
got
Eastern Michigan.
Washington. Yep.
What did we say the spread was? I have 24.5 on my screen.
24.5 on my screen.
Okay. Washington, first year in the Big Ten. I think they're going to pull it off and cover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have a backing to that other than Eastern Michigan is not very good at football.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Like I said, those losers. Literally.
And I'm choosing Washington because they didn't want you to work for them. So screw those guys.
Yes. Screw them. I went out there. I visited them in person. Boy, I thought I had a great interview. And that is the only interview that I have not gotten an offer from in my life right now. So, they missed a golden opportunity. Now, here's the part that, fun little side story is, I went through the interviews and met everyone and, saw the graduate assistants and ended up staying at like their graduate assistant house where like 4 of them lived and everything like that. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to go out for some beers. Now, this may have been a fault of my own. I did not get too drunk, but you all know me. I can throw back some beers. And they're probably like, this kid drank like 7 beers in like a couple of hours at the bar, and he seems totally fine. So I don't know if that's a red flag for this guy's kind of messed up, and we probably shouldn't bring him on our team. That's the only downfall I think could have happened there. Like this guy likes to drink some beers, and maybe that was my final test and I failed. But
yeah, they probably just didn't know where you put it and just deemed you a witch.
yeah,
And they're just like, we don't want that bad juju here.
yeah, there's no gut or anything like that. I'm like, it doesn't go to the ass. I don't know where it goes, but
it also beats me. I don't know where it goes either. I've seen you put back a bunch of beers, and I'm like, I don't know
crazy.
what you're doing with it.
It's crazy world we live in. But obviously, I'm going Washington to win and cover. Obviously, no hard feelings. Screw Ypsilanti, Michigan. Spelled with a damn Y.
Washington, because they coaching change.
Sorry,
how do I follow this? I see what I mean, Brandon. This is tough.
I don't know how you do it, Dean.
Got him. I'm sorry. You're
okay. Big win against WEBER State last week. Washington, we're going to learn a lot about Washington this year because they had over how many transfers, Josh, and 23 stars?
It was like 20. It was in the 20s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I said there were 23 stars that transferred. 23 stars, to which I got roasted because a 23-star transfer would be pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah, dude. Out of a rating of 0 to 5, this guy's 23. Fucking good.
Coleman coming from Arizona, running back, 127 yards. Will Rogers, throwback to TV, quarterback. He stayed with them, and they've got Desmond Williams in the background. Washington will win and will cover.
There we go. See, all on board.
On agreement.
Done.
Oh, we have a actual Big Ten game.
Holy smokes! We got Big Ten. Almost but we have Michigan State traveling out to Maryland. Maryland is favored by 9.5 points. Brandon, where are we going with this?
Michigan State is favored in a game this year?
No,
Maryland. Oh, I thought you said Michigan was favored. Okay,
no,
I was very confused because I don't have Michigan State competing much for this one, if I'm going to be completely honest. 9.5 points. I honestly think Maryland wins by 21. Don't write that down in case I'm wrong, but that's where my brain's at with this one. Yeah.
But if they do win by 21, I will send the link out to this and share with everyone. I know exactly what.
And then I'll make sure to give you a shout out from ESPN when they ask me to come on.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, sorry, Lords. It's been a great year. I'm amazing at college pick'em apparently, so I'm going to the big leagues in ESPN.
Josh, snowball microphone.
Oh, that's crisp. That's crisp. I'm with Brandon on this one. I don't expect much from Michigan State this year. Maybe they'll prevent the spread at some point in time, but I'm still on the Maryland bandwagon. They were great for me last year. They're going to be great for me this year. We're going to go Maryland to win and cover. Couldn't agree more with what Brandon said.
First, Josh isn't going to go against Maryland. I don't know at all this year. Yeah, Maryland's got a good team, and they're getting more disciplined, not making mistakes.
They like last year they proved it. They just kind of kept getting better and better and better as the year went on. So I think that's just impressive. That's everything from coaches to players. Like they're just meshing well. Now that was last season, but I'd like to believe they're building on it this season.
And they've got a beast quarterback, Billy Edwards. He accounted for over 350 of their yards running and passing. Maryland will win, will cover. That's all there is to it. Michigan State's still looking for something.
Yep. It's not going to be this week. They ain't finding it.
This is a funny little stat I have from the Fox Sports website, but I have the team leaders in all these different categories, and Maryland's leading tackler, Ruben Hippolyte II. He's the leader with 0 tackles. Don't know how that works.
That's pretty legit. What a stat!
But hopefully he can step it up again this week.
Yeah, maybe he can get one. I'd be very excited. Maybe give me a reason to watch that game. All right, and now we see. I like this matchup right here. We have South Dakota, not South Dakota State, University of South Dakota, traveling to Wisconsin, playing in Camp Randall. Wisconsin favored by 28 points. Oh. And now let me tell you this, Brandon Rainier. Yeah. They played Western Michigan last week with a 24-point spread. Couldn't cover it.
Yeah.
And
they won 28-14. And South Dakota played, it looks like Northern, but I don't know. Northern State is what that team is. They won 45-3. Yep. What'd you say the spread was again?
It's 28 flat.
And they have a big hotshot transfer quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke.
On my sheet, obviously I had Wisconsin to win, but I don't think they cover. So I'm going to go South Dakota here.
See, I was thinking the same thing because I know with Alex, getting us into the NDSU, SDSU, dude, South Dakota themselves have been putting together a decent team. They make the playoffs, the FCS playoffs, which is an impressive feat. They've made some good waves there. They are going to be just like SDSU, NDSU, where like they're making millions going to Camp Randall to play, and this is a huge game for him. And that coach is, he's got them fired up. Like, yeah, we can play these guys again. They're expecting, they paid us. They want to just absolutely whoop our ass. And we're a good enough team that we know we can prevent that. So I think 28 is a huge number. I'm surprised. I'm going to go with Brandon on this one. I'm going to go South Dakota, preventing that spread. Maybe even wow the world a little bit and make it close.
I really feel bad about this one because I'm stealing from both of you right now.
Oh.
They are going to open it up. Van Dyke is going there. This is a game that they're going to open up the passing game, and they're going to showcase why he transferred to Madison. And so Wisconsin will win and will cover, and I steal one from you. I feel bad.
Yeah, we got to give it to the old guy every now and then, Dad. Keeps you coming back season after season. We got to keep you happy a little bit here. All right. See, here we're moving on. We have ranked Kansas Jayhawks coming into town in Champaign playing Illinois. Kansas is favored by 5.5 points against.
So Josh, throwback. Who from one of our guests?
Oh God,
a Kansas alum.
I'm bad with names. I'm not good.
I ran into her at the Gopher game, and her brother want to be on. They want to come on for sibling rivalry.
Yeah, no, I remember it was a girl, and I wasn't saying. You said, yeah, we said we were gonna meet her brother at Frat Row. Dean and I were gonna go party pregame on Frat Row at U of M.
Which he did invite us next week.
Oh, Brandon, put on your
Let's go. Let's go. I'll break out the jorts.
Yeah. Oh, that would be nice. I don't know. Can you fill me in? Who?
Oh, Emma's gonna roast you.
Sorry, Emma. We got a lot of guest pickers, and I always like when Dean brings on past students. Makes me feel older, but yet they bring the energy, and it's great. So my apologies, Emma.
Emma is a proud Jayhawk, and I have 3 former students that I stay in contact with that are going to Kansas as freshmen this year. So it's pretty cool.
Damn. Go Jayhawks.
Nora, Ruby, and Haley, out to you. Okay, sorry, this isn't my show. Actually, it is my show.
It is your show. We're just guests in the Dean.
Oh, it is my show.
All right, Brandon, who you got, Kansas or Illinois?
So it's kind of shocking to see a ranking number beside Kansas. Next to Kansas. And I don't think it stays there. I think not only does Illinois cover, but I think Illinois wins this game.
God,
outright.
Damn, I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna make.
I'm gonna shock the world.
I was gonna say for dramatic effect. Oh, nice crisp crack. Oh. Nice long drag.
Show's not over, but my beer's gone, so I gotta fix that.
Yeah, Illinois put a beating down last week with a 45-point spread. No one thought they would do it, and they did it. I believe they still have Brett Bielema down there coaching. So you know what? I am going to go with Brandon. Straight up, I'm like, I think they can win this game at home. They're coming off a huge, huge offensive performance. We're going to go Big Ten, winning some games, and Illinois is going to help them get another one.
Wow. This is like taking candy from a baby.
It's like tripping Josh with just a flat ground carpet surface. He's gonna do it.
Just a paint line on the ground.
Don't get me wrong. Illinois is gonna win the game. They're gonna win by 2 or 3. But no, I'm flipping.
Yeah. Kansas, what were you gonna take from us, Dad? You're gonna take some advice.
Kansas is going to win and cover. Kansas is going to win and cover.
Yeah, there you go. Stick with
Emma,
your guns.
That's for you. Because you sat behind me last Thursday and jawed in my ear, I'm going with the Jayhawks.
Yep. Good call.
Now, for both of your guys' information, real quick before we move on, next week you guys will meet, well, Josh, you've already met him, but Jake Strahecker, one of my good buddies, is going to join us, I think, if that's still a thing. He's from Kansas and is a huge Kansas fan.
Nice.
So if Emma is there, they will be talking the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Jake, I was gonna say you give Jake the link to this, say, hey, we got an episode for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a quality guy. He misses how to count sometimes on the golf course, but hey, we love the attitude. The vibes were immaculate. Dad, I love it. I was gonna say it was hole 9. He teased off into the tall weeds, dropped. It's a second great shot, and third and a fourth. He's like, dude, I'm putting for par right now. In what world?
You're like here on your hand. You're like, it's a par 8.
Like you're sitting 3. You're hitting 3. 20 yards from the tee box, and you're telling me you're getting to this par 5 and 2 more shots with a par putt. And at that, I love it. I mean, I shot a 55 on the front 9. I was nothing special. But Jake, we're gonna love to have you. Anyways, next pick. Enough roasting Jake. He's a quality person.
We only have 4 left.
We're almost there, folks. Hang with us. If you've made it this far, we're gonna make it fun.
Oh my gosh. Ding that bell and hit the like. Holy crap, you've earned it.
Baby, let's go. Western Michigan. Again, Western Michigan playing the Big Ten. They're playing Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 38 points. It's at Ohio State, Brandon.
It's at Ohio State, too. Well, that changes everything. I got to rearrange my notes. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's much that needs to be said about this. Ohio State is a perennial top 5 team.
Yeah.
And Western Michigan is Western Michigan. So Western Michigan's gonna walk out of there with a big check from Ohio State and another L and another beatdown. So I'd take Ohio State to cover.
See, this is the part. Ohio State had Akron, big spread, didn't cover it, but 38 is much more attainable than 48 in my eye. And Western Michigan played what did they play with? They played Wisconsin, and we know Wisconsin's not that good this year. So I think Ohio State can come back from, call it a disappointing win that they didn't put up 48.
52-6 win. What a disappointment.
I know, dude. Absolutely brutal.
It's wild like I didn't cover the spread.
It didn't cover. It's brutal.
What was the spread? 48?
48.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Tough.
That's brutal.
So we're going to go Ohio State again. Big spread against a not very good team. OSU winning and covering. Don't let me down, you losers. Try to keep it PG because I had some other words that I was going to say. I better not.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. I'm totally with you. Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith, straight up. They'll figure out the running game. Ohio State has something to prove because they're going to be playing in the 12-team playoff, and they're going to be playing at a big bowl game in the Final Four. OSU will win, will cover.
There you go. And moving on to another team that didn't cover a big spread for a good team. Boise State traveling out west to Oregon, number 3 in the nation. Oregon favored by 20 points. Brandon.
20 points is an interesting amount.
3
touchdowns, they cover. The having that difference of like 18 or 19 doesn't happen very often. Versus 21 at least. So I think it'll be close to the spread, and I'm going to go with Oregon to cover, but it would not surprise me if they won by like 18.
Yeah,
or 15.
it's going to be close. Oregon had a huge spread last week. Again, drops down drastically. And Oregon is one of those teams, I think they're so good that you probably saw their worst football last week, and it's going to continue to get better from there.
Yeah.
I think just like Ohio State with a lower spread at home, I think Oregon's going to come back hot. I think they can win and cover as well. Brandon, you and I are going neck and neck. I just want some of that. I just want some of that 15 overall points. So I just got to keep on this one.
And now I could just point to that I picked first every time, so you were just copying me.
I'm just copying you. Yeah. It happens.
I've seen you cross out your notes and change your pick.
Yeah. Oh, you could see my note board over here.
Yep.
Josh and notes.
Yeah. All here. It's a scary place, but it's there.
Oregon has something to prove to me. And yes, Gabriel is a beast quarterback, but they have not figured out the running game. And Boise State is Boise State. Darian, this is for you. Oregon will win, but will not cover. BSU.
See, this is the thing, Brandon, that you have looked forward to. When you teach as long as Dean does, and he's literally seen thousands of students, he's got a student that goes to every freaking university throughout this. It's unbelievable.
Josh has heard this before, though. Darian, and Josh may have been in my room when Darian walked in. And Darian, every flipping, and that F word could be something else. Every flipping day she walked in the room, Dare Bears in the house. She comes back as a 9th grader. I want to thank you because I am who I am because of you. I wasn't sure that was a compliment. Came back as a senior. I made it as a senior, and because of your DARE program, I didn't drink, which I was very proud of. Fast forward, we've stayed connected, run together. She is actually a very shy student and is getting married next August and lives in Boise. She is, wow. Okay, there we go.
Well, that 6th grade confidence, unbelievable, unmatched. Brandon, it's your game. You've waited all episode long. Colorado coming off a close game against NDSU, but they pulled off the win. Colorado's playing Nebraska in Nebraska, God's country. Lay it on me.
So,
7.5 point spread.
7.5 point spread. I think Nebraska is going to get revenge for last year, the game in Colorado. 100%. I see, 451 passing yards last week for Colorado. It's hard to do that in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Boy, is it hard to do that in Lincoln. Josh, if you've not been to a Nebraska football game yet in Lincoln,
it's a bucket list, man. It's a bucket list.
It's so different than anything you've probably ever experienced. Yeah. So I'm going to take Nebraska to cover. Go Big Red.
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, my brother Alex, you've met him. He is a diehard Nebraska fan, strictly because of the Nebraska fans. Literally swapped him over. He's like, I want to be part of this. This is amazing. I kid you not. He's got a wardrobe of Nebraska gear, and he just loves it.
That's incredible.
It's out of this world. He's been to a couple of games over there, and like he said, he's like, Josh, it's no tailgate you've ever seen.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So the whole town tailgate. Yeah,
it's incredible. Now that being said, Colorado, NDSU is a good team. Colorado, they get the hype, but I just don't think they got the talent. Nebraska, I think you hit the nail on the head. They kind of got embarrassed by Colorado last year. I think Nebraska is a very good. It's going to be a good 500 plus season in the Big Ten. I think they win by 7.5. I'm going to go Nebraska on this one for sure. It's at home. They want to prove that last year was a fluke, and they're going to put a beat down on them.
I couldn't agree with you more. I watched the game last year, and Nebraska was on the brink of taking control of the game, and they run the Wildcat, and the cutter came through, and they snapped the ball and hit him in the side.
Oh, yeah. That game got ugly, and their quarterback
and they went from charging for a touchdown to, oh my gosh, we're 4th and long because it's too long of a punt. Matt he scares me in the Big Ten as a coach. I respect him immensely. Dylan he'll continue to mature at quarterback. He's all that in a bag of chips. Arnie,
for baby. You. Let's go.
Nebraska win and cover.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red, baby. Go
Big Red. Yeah, Brandon, I'm not gonna lie, just like I kind of hopped on the Lions bandwagon with you. I know we got some plans with some friends, but I don't know when they're playing on Saturday. But I'm sure if we can find a game, I'll have to come find you and let you know.
September 7th, 6:30 p.m. on NBC.
Ooh. Okay. Saturday night plans, Brandon. All right.
I don't think I have any. Let's do it.
Neat. Good news is we're on our last pick. For those of us who've been with us, thank you. We're wonderful. We're a riot to be with. USC put up a nail biter last week, but they did it. This week, they almost have a sure win. Utah State going out to Pasadena playing USC. USC is favored by 28.5 points. Wrapping it up, Brandon.
So I don't know if you'd believe me, but I actually had Utah State to win this game.
Wow.
Ooh. Wow. Before I knew we were just picking against the spread. So I'm going to stick with that. Even though that bar is a little lower now, but I actually had Utah State to win.
You just wanted a pure, just raw upset.
Just raw upset. USC really had to pull out week 1 against a tough LSU team. And I don't know. It's one of those like just gut feelings. It's
Yeah,
one of
you
those.
just
I can see the headline on ESPN. Utah
yeah.
State upsets USC.
There you go.
And I think Utah State not only covers but wins it.
So
I'm
Wow.
going to eat those words. I know I'm going to eat those words, but
yeah. Oh yeah, but
I
if you
think I
do
know
it
where
again,
your confidence pick is going.
yeah, again, ESPN's calling you after
yep,
we got them watching this episode, and they're like, "Damn,
yeah,
that Brandon kid, he's got it.
he
He's
knows.
got it." Brandon, I gotta get a point from you somehow, but I don't like that USC is favored. But like 28's a big spread, and USC I just don't think is that good. It's hard for me to go against you, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna go Utah State will not win. USC will win, but I don't think USC is gonna put up 28 and a half points over them. I think that's just too much for them. They're gonna, have a little bit of a hangover effect with a big win at LSU. So yeah, they're gonna win, but I was gonna say they may make it closer than they have to.
Miller Moss, hands down. Remember that name. Um, I've been watching college football for a long time, and I don't know if you guys got to see USC LSU, but he was choked up after the game. And Miller Moss started the second half of 2 seasons ago. Oh, and then Caleb came in last year. He paid his dues. Now, remember, NIL money, portal. He wanted to be a Trojan, and he was choked up at the end of the game, winning. He could hardly talk in the interview. USC had, I mean, just on him. This is a sentimental pick. I'm going USC to win and to cover.
Whew, there we go. So we got our 15 picks in now, Brandon. Now look at all of your picks, and you have an opportunity to make a confidence pick saying, you know what? I'm feeling real confident in this one. I'm thinking this is going to happen
It's
for
worth
sure.
2.
Yeah, I was going to say now it's no negative, okay? If it doesn't match, you don't get minus points. But which one are you trying to score a little extra point on, making it happen?
Put me on the spot.
That was a dramatic pause.
Yeah, a lot of thinking going on there.
That's what happens when I'm presented with spreadsheets I've only seen for 30 seconds prior to this. I'm trying to figure it all out.
If only it was sent out earlier in an invite.
know.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
If only I would have seen it before 7 p.m. today.
That's tough.
That's on me. That's on me. My instinct is to put my confidence on Nebraska. I got to back the Big Red.
Hey,
I think it's going to be an awesome game, and I think the house is just going to come down when they beat Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, they want to beat them so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. And not only that, but I feel like they want to embarrass them by beating them by like a 14 or 17 point victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's solid. I was going back and forth, and I was like, man, that Illinois technically upset kind of piqued my interest. But then I remembered, just got to go with the bread and butter. And no one knows what that means because I kind of just hop all over the place. We're going Maryland over Michigan State here.
I was guessing.
We're going with the Terps, confidently stomping the Spartans. All right, that's my confidence pick. Maryland, I believe in them.
This is going to shock you, boys. This could be like a 3-point swing.
Oh, boy.
Boise State.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Go with Boise. All right. I almost was looking at Oregon as my confident pick. Dude, beating them by 20, it's going to happen. Huh. How about that? Well, Brandon, I was going to say it's been an absolute treat. I enjoy spending more time with you and having you on here. Talking college football, can't beat it. The best part is I have tonight, and we have us three have next week, so it's going to be fantastic.
Another week of college football with you boys. I love it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
thumbs
get
up.
them fireworks going.
Josh,
Hold on one
you gotta
second.
try now. Yeah, you gotta try now. Oh gosh, what is he doing?
Turn the lights down. I'll let the fireworks. Yep, the white.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I
That is-
got.
That's all we got.
In Sports Dolls tradition, we wrap up every episode. We put our hands like we're in front of the camera, like we're breaking it down, and we go Sports Dolls on 3. So Brandon, we put our hands right there, and we go Sports Dolls on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sports
Sports
Dolls.
Dolls.
Don't worry,
Thanks
I
for
draw
having
it
me,
out.
guys.
Like I do at the gym, baby.
Oh my